right on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This piece is entitled Free Speech is Dead in Ontario. Ask this man, who is Cyril Winter? He is the first person in Ontario to be arrested for free speech offences. This piece comes from lifesitenews.com. Links on my site. Winter is a long-time pro-advocate who has become the first person arrested under Ontario's new bubble zone law that outlaws pro-life speech outside abortion centres. Cyril Winter, 70 years of age, was arrested February 7 and then again 2 days later in front of the Morgan Talia Abortion Centre in Ottawa. He was charged respectively with 5 and 3 offences under Bill 163, or what's known as Safe Access to Abortion Services Act. The law, which came into effect February 1, bans all pro-life witness within 50 metres, whatever that is, of Ontario's 8 abortion centres, which can be increased to 150 metres, you'll have to look that up, on request. Hospitals and pharmacies can also apply for bubble zone of up to 150 metres. Punishment for the first conviction under the law is a fine of up to $5,000 or a jail sentence or up to 6 months in prison. These penalties double for the second and subsequent offences. This bill was brought in by a Liberal attorney. He's the Attorney General, Yasser Nakiv, who is the MPP for Ottawa Centre, the riding where the Morgan Talia Abortion Centre is located. But on February 7, he stood in front of the abortion centre with a sandwich board that read freedom of expression and religion, no censorship, he told LifeSite News. The sign had been pre-approved by Ottawa Police, and they'd even coached him not to stare at the clinic and don't spend any time there, Winter said. So when 4 police cars and 8 policemen arrived after 2 or 3 hours arresting him, he was shocked. While he was talking to the sergeant, he asked why Gruel, I think his name is, had okayed the sign on Friday. But this is what Winter said. While I was talking to the arresting sergeant, I said, what about Gruel? That's Groulx. I no idea how to pronounce it. Because he okayed the sign on Friday. And then he said, I spoke with the sergeant, who just spoke with the Crown Attorney. The Crown Attorney says, charge him, Winter said. Winter described what happened to him as entrapment by the police. He was arrested again on February 9, carrying a sign stating, God save our Charter of Rights, and was charged with 3 offences under Bill 163. Think about that, folks. He was charged for holding up a sign saying, God save our Charter rights. On that occasion, all he did was walk around the block. That's what he told the Catholic Register. I didn't say anything to anyone. There was no abortion talk, no praying outside the clinic. The clinic called the cops. Now, in my opinion, for what it's worth, I'm not a lawyer and I don't profess to be one, that this is just basically unconstitutional. The guy has a right to hold up a sign saying God save our Charter rights. What's wrong with that? Why is that illegal? Is someone going to get arrested saying we need to protect our free speech? What comes next? When is enough enough? When do we stop and say you have no right? Read the Charter. This bill and any other bill and any subsequent bills needs to be struck down. I don't care if it's federal, provincial, state, local, municipal. It's unconstitutional, and our MPs need to stand up and fight. And if they don't want to stand up and fight, then get out of the way and give up your job to somebody who'll do the job, because you represent Canadians. You don't represent the law. You represent Canadian. Judges are there for laws. MPs are there for Canadians. This law is unconstitutional and needs to be struck down at the earliest possible opportunity. And I pray to God that Doug Ford gets in and does his job. Your thoughts? You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio, and please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.